Hello guys, welcome back to Proper Chaps Proper Chat. I'm in the middle of eating a peri peri chicken parcel from BP Garage, and frankly it's fucking wonderful.
And it stinks.
It stinks like fucking shit, but it's nice, and that's the main thing. So without further ado, there's no Jews in here.
Shall we do a little bit of an intro? Like, hello, welcome back to the Proper Chaps Proper Chat.
I did all of that.
Pub talk show where we're not particularly PC and say what we want, and you don't have to listen to it if you don't want to listen to it.
Yeah, if you're easily offended, I'll probably fuck off about it now.
Yeah, right about now. We haven't really got a great deal of topics, but we wanted to try and change it up this episode.
No, let me tell you what we're doing, Ash. We are making this more...
I'm not doing that again.
Yeah, no, we are making this more listener friendly.
Well, we're just testing the water with different things, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Not me with this peri peri parcel.
Yeah, mate, you're gonna feel that ring sting later.
It's fucking lovely, so I couldn't give a fuck. Go
just
on then, mate.
testing. You fucking hell, you would definitely owe me some tobacco.
I'll do
you
it, mate.
Scrounging bastard.
I will when I'm not scared.
Do you know how poor I am? Really fucking poor.
You just bought a new fucking car.
I have. I was gonna get to that in the news.
Well, you're getting to it now.
I have just started back at a car dealership and treated myself to a new car already.
You started dealing again.
I've started dealing again, yeah. That's always good fun. But I'm getting rid of the trusty Jeep for something a little bit cheaper.
Oh, you know what?
What?
This is going to be our last podcast in the Jeep.
Potentially, yeah.
Why potentially
well,
not?
I want to be picking the new car up on Friday, but...
Well, it's going to be done by Wednesday.
Admin are really fucking slow.
It's going to be done by Wednesday.
It is. It will be done by Wednesday.
Which means...
This will probably be the last one in the Jeep.
Don't say probably, man.
Alright, well this will be the last one.
Because we'll make sure of it now. Oh, that is sad.
I know.
It started in this Jeep. It finishes...
In
the Jeep.
in whatever car we have in 30 years' time, I guess.
No, they will never finish. Proper Chat will live forever.
No, well, in 30 years we might have flying cars.
But
or flying planes.
We'll still have Proper Chat because it will be there. It will be out there, available.
Because even if we've still got our, I think, 30 listeners now. Congratulations if you're one of the 30.
No, that's the returning listeners.
30 returning listeners.
30 people that follow it. 30 people that want to hear us chatting shit, which frankly is not bad.
It's not bad at all, is it?
It's good. That's returning people. On top of that, we've got the people that listen sporadically. We've got we recently had that message, over 500 downloads on our podcast.
Yeah, we're a little bit more than that now.
Well, we had a Buzzsprout.
We're about 200 views on YouTube.
Yeah.
Which I think is quite nice actually, because I've put effort.
Nice actually.
It's quite nice actually.
It's quite nice actually.
I've put
No!
Oh, you dropped your filter.
I dropped my
silly bastard.
It filter really bad.
I haven't. I've put effort into it. We've got about 22 videos on there now, which is pretty good.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, our YouTube at the moment isn't visually satisfying.
No.
Yeah, I mean it's all right, but when we've got our little podcast hut that is on its way, we are gonna be a lot happier.
Yeah.
We are.
Anyway, going back to the new car. I bought a new car. I'm now an eco warrior.
An eco warrior.
Yeah. So my Jeep was costing me far too much money.
Yeah, but you're not an eco warrior.
No, I'm not an eco warrior. It's cost me far too much money a month and far too much money in fuel. So I upgraded, downgraded, side graded to a MG.
I thought you were going to say skateboard.
No, the MG Motor Group 100% electric ZS.
Cool.
Which will be quite nice because that means we can actually podcast with the engine in quotation marks.
We could literally be driving
with a heated seat on. We could be driving because
and you wouldn't hear it.
Other than when someone turns around and is like, "Get the fuck out of the way!"
Well, I doubt we'd hear that on a road
No,
unless we're parked in someone's
disabled
parking space.
Unless we're saying that to other drivers.
Or that. That's true.
Terrible road rage.
Yeah, I get it.
But not that terrible because I know a gentleman that had that bad a road rage.
His legs fell off.
No, a guy on a motorbike pulled out in front of him when he shouldn't have pulled out in front of him. So he chased him down and knocked him off. That's bad fucking road rage.
What?
Yeah, I know. He got banned from driving, got like fucking 8 points.
Who
and
was that then?
I'm not disclosing their name.
Was it someone you work with?
No, it wasn't someone I work with, but I'm not going to disclose that. So, tough shit.
No, that's fair. I don't expect you to close information like that either, because that fundamentally that would be incorrect, wouldn't it, Ash?
That would be incorrect. Yeah, so I'm not disclosing.
No, that's
who
fair.
that
I wouldn't
was.
expect you to do that.
It's not fair.
And it's not like we just paused the conversation so you could tell me exactly who it was, because we wouldn't do
No.
things like that.
No, but mainly
It was Donald
because
Trump.
He's not like that anymore. He's like quite a nice chap, quite laid back. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Pretty
cool.
So it's like 165-mile electric range.
Fucking beautiful.
I can charge it at work, charge it at the fucking park and ride for free, and just enjoy not spending any money on
Shit
things
like that. Yeah, no, I rate that. We didn't do snacks today, really, did we? We kind of did. We already ate them.
We already ate them. I had a lukewarm Cornish pasty from BP, and I've gone with a Mars milkshake today because I
Can't
felt
go wrong.
super unhealthy.
Can't go wrong. So, in no way are we associated with any of the products just mentioned, but
If they want to
enjoy
give
them.
us money, they can do, but free
by all means.
advertising.
Right, anyway, you didn't get to Buzzsprout as to how many. Over-
550.
550 downloads.
Mm.
That's decent, man.
And I haven't put up last week's episode to date yet.
So for anyone that does want to sponsor us, what you've got to imagine is that that's 550 guaranteed listens that you would have had.
Yeah,
that's why
true.
podcasting sponsorship is so much better than radio or anything
because
else.
those adverts are there straight away.
Yeah, and they're guaranteed listens.
So, news and some movie news and some TV news. I saved a couple of things on the old Bookface
Yeah.
because I knew that we would be speaking about the news. One of them you already know a little bit about. I didn't know a lot about. I haven't actually researched it at all.
Enlighten me, Ash.
I just saw it and I thought, Christ, that's fucking mental.
Mm-hmm.
And it is fucking mental. But a guy that got shot in the head with an F-16 fucking fighter jet.
Yeah, pretty bad. His
But it
family
happened-
just been paid out like $9 million. or something.
19,045,652 pounds 35 pence.
Fucking
It was
hell.
January 17. A student pilot who had a nighttime weapons training exercise in New Mexico.
Locked
shot-
onto the wrong target.
Yeah.
That's what happened. And
Which
the
is
reason
fucking-
it was...
Why were they training with live rounds
Right.
near people?
Because they have to. But and
Well,
it's
they
not.
don't
No,
have to
they
try. They
weren't
can do
near
tracer,
people,
can't
bro.
they?
You're talking miles and miles of difference between. Like when you're that high up, your range is a lot of miles. It's not.
Yeah, of course.
We're
yeah.
not training like 200 meters away.
No, but, like, you can see where I'm coming from, though. Like, what have
can't.
you got to be
Oh, put it away.
what have you got to be locking onto and miss so fucking badly that you shoot some guy in the head?
Because the way that the training, from what I read, the way that the training like lights, so to speak, so they have target that's lit up, was so similar to the target that they locked onto the wrong thing. The reason these people got so much and it's taken 3 years is because the guy that was flying with him had no idea that he'd locked onto the wrong target, and the person that was commanding it from the floor had no idea that he'd locked onto the wrong target. In their heads, he'd done exactly what he was meant to do. He'd locked onto the target. It's computerised. It's not fluke.
The court records state Charles Holbrook was killed by an F-16 student pilot who mistook the line of rental cars for the similar aligned target which was ordered to fire at in the group.
There we go.
Yeah, so
And the reason it was
it's a dangerous job being a car salesman, mate.
It can't have been because it was night, so he must have just. I
Mate.
think this guy was a creep,
What, just being there at
Just
night?
rubbing.
I wouldn't
used
say that,
car
I wouldn't
alloys.
speak ill about the dead, but
What
that
the
must
fuck is
be
he doing?
fucking- Yeah, I bet he's sitting in heaven or wherever he is, going, "I got killed on my forecourt by an F-16 fighter jet."
Yeah, he didn't die straight away. That
No,
was
he
the
died
thing.
in hospital 2 days later.
Yeah,
But
he struggled for a
still,
little while.
that's
wasn't
fucking brutal.
he?
What
Yeah,
a
that's
way
well
to go.
brutal. That is proper.
Cool
brutal.
way to go. I wouldn't want to go out that way purely because being shot by a fighter
That
jet,
reminds me of a
probably
story, actually, and I don't know how true this is. It might have been something that...
not. Might be horseshit. Might be horseshit.
Yeah, this is called the Might Be Horseshit segment.
Portion of the show.
But my dad's granddad, so my great-granddad, apparently had half an ear that used to freak my dad out. Why his
Half
granddad...
an ear
Half an ear. Not like...
from World War One.
He had
Lost
like an ear and a half, not like just half an ear, just hanging on his nose. No, he had an ear and a half, and he asked him, how did you lose half of your ear? And when he was a school kid walking to school, this is a story I was told. An aeroplane, obviously German or whatever, flew over the top and fucking railed a load of bullets at him, and one of them took half his ear off. That's what I was told. Could be horseshit.
Might be horseshit.
Yeah.
Similar story. Well, not similar at all, but
my great granddad died from cancer.
No, my great granddad. I think my dad's got his helmet somewhere. Was in World War One.
Why would he remove that? Was he Jewish and they cut too much off?
In the army, had like a proper fucking metal like battle helmet, and he got shot in the head, and it went through the helmet and didn't have enough force to go through his skull.
So just
went in his head. So he pulled it out and plugged it with a stone, and carried on.
Holy fuck!
I know, that's pretty fucking mental, isn't it?
That's unbelievable, almost.
No,
could be horseshit.
No, that's actually a proper story that my dad told me.
Yeah, but my dad told me mine.
Yeah, I know. But
could be horseshit.
Your dad is also a salesman.
Well, he's a broker. But that reminds me of another story. I said this earlier. This is my dad in a nutshell. When I was a child,
just a picture.
My dad in a nutshell, hiding from a squirrel. No, that would be the worst place to hide from a squirrel.
I would.
In a nutshell. Anyway, when I was a child,
did he take you to the city to see the Black Parade?
Let's not go down that route.
No,
because he did that and it was terrible. No,
it's a famous My Chemical Romance song.
Yeah, I know it is. I got the reference.
I'm glad you did. I was just informing listeners.
I wanted £1 to go down this shop, right, as you do as a child.
Yep.
Dad, gets a quid. Fancy some fake cigarette candy sticks and a sherbet dib dab. He said,
I had a sherbet dib dab the other day.
Did you?
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Mate, that is like diabetes in a packet.
Still not bad.
No, diabetes in a packet sounds quite fun. Anyway, he said, son, I have no quids. I said, Dad, I need a quid. I want some fucking white chocolate mice and a couple of them multicoloured rat things that used to be well chewy and well penged. Remember them, 5p a go.
Talking about mice, we found a dead mouse in the showroom.
We found a dead mouse.
Yeah, so I put I put it in one of my colleagues' drawers, but had to take it out before he saw it because it fucking stank. So that was a practical joke gone wrong. I put it in a stapler box and put it in the bin. Poor little bugger.
Oh mate, yeah, that sounds fun. Anyway,
practical jokes in the workplace.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that. You could have got sacked for that.
Probably.
Oh, I wanted a quid for the fucking shop.
Yep.
He said, son, I have no quids, as I've already told you. He said...
I got a £5 note, though.
He said, I'll tell you what we should do. I said, what should we do, Dad? We're going to go and rob the shop. Start getting my crowbar out. He said, no, what we're going to do is we're going to mug off the Tooth Fairy.
Smooth.
I said, Dad, you what? He said...
So he punched you in the face and stole one of your teeth.
He said, what we'll do is we'll whack something that looks like your tooth under your pillow tonight, and when you wake up in the morning, you have a nice shiny quid there. I said, fucking, you're a genius, Dad. This is why I chose you to be my dad. And he said, it don't work like that, son. You came up like it. Anyway, so I said, you're on to something. So we went and got a packet of polos that was in the cupboard, and we broke one of these polos, and we took out the piece of a broken polo that most resembled a tooth. And I picked that up and I took it under my pillow, and I slept that night thinking I'm a fucking baller. I've committed fraud at the highest level
towards the Tooth Fairy,
and I'm happy about it. Frankly, I'm buzzing, and I thought, my dad's in on it. Nothing can go wrong here. So I slept, had my night's sleep, slept like a baby, mate. Great night's sleep. Woke up in the morning, shaking with excitement. Pulled back my pillow, and there was an A4 page written on both sides, top to bottom, about why you shouldn't try and mug the fucking tooth fairy off.
That is amazing.
And how I've committed a crime that is beyond explanation, and that it was wrong of me to even attempt it.
Your dad mugged you right off.
He fucking mugged me. But the worst thing is, obviously, I've gone downstairs distraught, blaming
This was
him.
your fucking idea.
This was your idea, Dad.
Give me a quick.
I've got a full mouth of teeth now that are worthless. What am I going to do with the rest of these teeth? I'm never going to make a penny. So it was a sound investment from him. He didn't have to pay for the rest of my teeth. He fucking sorted it.
What a cheap bastard.
I know.
You need to get onto him and be like, you owe me 32 quid for the teeth you
Jesus
didn't
Christ,
fucking
don't have
pay
that many
for.
teeth, but he's definitely a tenner
You
deep.
definitely have 32 teeth, mate.
Not that fall out. You don't have
No.
32 baby teeth.
Oh, no, I suppose not. How many baby teeth do you have?
I think it's like 8 or something like that.
I once had a really stupid thought.
Well, Google it. Let's not leave the listeners waiting. I can tell those 30 people are shaking, waiting for
With
the news. Give me that lighter, please,
anticipation.
D.
A lighter. So, what do you think? How many do you think?
What?
Teeth in a fucking child's face?
No, because it's the baby teeth. How many teeth do children have that actually fall out that aren't addicted to smack?
How many baby teeth do we lose? What are we thinking? I'm thinking 17.
I reckon 8.
At birth, people usually have 20 baby teeth
Oh, really?
and 32 permanent teeth, unless you're a crackhead.
In which case you have
Yeah.
1
Or
in the middle.
really rich, because then you can just have new teeth,
Like Jamaica.
like Jamaica.
Like Jamaica. No, but yeah, okay. Well, that was that done. Right, so guys, what we were saying about fruitying up. Oh no, that was the first bit of news. Somehow we went
Yeah, I
from
know. We went from
F-
news to teeth.
news from F-16 fighter pilots blowing people's heads off.
So we've got a little bit of movie news. One thing that I like to watch that you've probably never seen. One thing you watched that was fucking disturbing that I haven't watched.
I'm not into
And then
bestiality.
one that both of us are going to watch and enjoy greatly.
Right, so let's go. Let's talk
My
it.
first one, TV show, Dexter. Have you ever watched Dexter?
I've seen Dexter's Laboratory.
No, Dexter. It's right up your fucking street, and
Is
I think
it?
you'll definitely like it.
There's not enough room for a movie.
You'll be
studio.
surprised. No, you'll definitely enjoy it. It's about a blood splatter analyst that works for the Miami Police Department, and he helps solve crimes.
Yeah, but he's actually a serial
But
killer
he's
himself.
actually a serial killer that kills murderers and bad people that have got off on technicalities.
So the same as Dexter's Laboratory.
There's nothing like Dexter's Laboratory.
You didn't read the obvious undertones in that when you were a child. I knew what he was up
but
to.
it's fucking amazing, and it's coming back for a 10-part limited series next year.
That sounds pretty cool.
Because to be perfectly honest, the finale was quite disappointing. Everything up to the finale, fucking quality, phenomenal, loved it. In fact, I'm rewatching it now because it's one of my favourite series of all time, and yeah, so they're bringing it back, and I'm really fucking looking forward to that. And you also went to the cinema, didn't you?
Mate, I went, I had a cheeky little Sunday off.
Love a cheeky Sunday off.
I love a cheeky Sunday off. And so me and the missus thought, right, what can we do? So we decided that we would go and watch a child's movie. As you do.
A child's movie with your child, not just the two of you.
No, with my child,
Yep.
obviously. And we went to watch Pinocchio, the new release, which
Pinocchio
is actually...
2020.
Yeah, which is a foreign film. I think it might be
Right.
Spanish. I think in fact, I'm pretty sure it's a Spanish film. And honestly, it's the most fucked up film I've seen in a lot of years. Pinocchio gets hung.
Which is in itself brutal for the fact that this film.
It's
like
a children's
PG.
film. He gets hung. There is acid-based hallucinations. He runs away from home. He gets kidnapped.
To be fair, it looks like it's live action, yeah?
I don't know what that means.
It's real actors in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that looks like he's made out of wood, and there's these weird
Oh yeah, it's
hedgehog
not
people.
a cartoon. Yeah, there's weird hedgehog people. There's weird that he gets kidnapped.
Based at a 6.3 out of 10
Just watch it.
on IMDb. Anyway, tell us the fucked up shit about it, so people
He
don't
gets
have to
hung.
watch it.
The motherfucking Pinocchio gets hung,
And you see him like twitching. And
you
shit.
see him hanging from a fucking tree by a rope, and then he gets saved by a snail that can speak. He gets a fairy that's like, it's just so fucked up. Just the whole
To
thing.
be fair, it looks very much like it should be a Guillermo del Toro film, like Pan's Labyrinth. Something that looks like it's for children, but should definitely be a 15.
That is what that is.
Yeah.
That is that sort of film. It's an adult's film, and even as an adult, you won't enjoy it. In the whole thing, what is the premise of Pinocchio that you can remember? Don't read all that shit.
I'm not. I'm
Pinocchio
just checking
as
the
a
parents'
child,
guide.
what can you imagine?
Geppetto is a woodworker.
Yep.
He can't have children, so he creates his own son made out of wood.
Yep.
He dresses him up, which is a bit fucking weird if you ask me.
Yep.
And then he makes a wish on a star,
Right.
and Pinocchio comes to life,
Yep.
but is still made of wood.
Yep.
He then meets Jiminy Cricket, who takes him on an adventure. He gets turned into a donkey at some point.
That
He
does
gets
happen.
eaten by a whale,
That does happen.
and then at the end he becomes a real boy.
And again, that does happen. So all of those things are in there. But what is a trademark of Pinocchio? What is one of the trademarks?
It's a children's film.
Yeah, no, but the trademark
Although I
of
think
Pinocchio.
it's a Hans Christian Andersen book, which his fucking books are messed up anyway. They're just
It is messed up.
adapted to
But
children.
one of the key things of Pinocchio, what is one of the key things that he does,
Oh, yeah, when he lies, his nose gets bigger.
for literally about 10 seconds of the entire film, is that bit apparent.
Really?
For 10 seconds of
So
the
he
entire
doesn't
film.
lie, because that's the whole
No,
point.
he does.
isn't it?
He's chatting shit around the table to this weird fairy person and a snail that is alive.
I really want to watch this film. I'm not letting the kids watch it, but
No,
I think
don't.
I'll watch it.
There was points where I looked at Danny as if I was going to leave the cinema because it was not suitable for children. It is the stuff of nightmares for children. It's fucked up. Watch it. The whole thing's dubbed, and it's
Yeah,
not
so it
dubbed
just
really
says
well.
Here, in the spoiler warning, violence and gore in this film that's a fucking PG. 2 criminals hang the protagonist from a tree. Being a wooden puppet, he survives and is eventually freed. And a donkey, which is in fact Pinocchio, gets drowned.
Yeah.
That's fucking mental.
Yeah. They drown him when he's a donkey. Chuck him off a fucking cliff into the water because he trips over in one of the circus performances. And even that whole thing's fucked up. So the way that he gets turned into a donkey is this bloke captures children. He doesn't even capture them, actually. He takes he picks them up
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
like a bus in the middle of the night, takes them to this like wonderful like courtyard where they have one day of joyous activities, and that night they get injected, and by the morning they're turned into donkeys. And this bloke sells the donkeys to people that need
circuses and
donkeys. Yeah. It's
That's
fucked.
fucking well weird.
Watch
to be
it.
fair, the fucking images look real fucked up.
It is fucked up. And I paid to watch that, and frankly, I regret it.
Yeah, I bet. I would fucking regret it as well.
Yeah. Anyway,
On some lighter news,
I've got a clipper.
you got a clipper. Oh, smooth. I like it. Borat's subsequent TV film is coming out.
Oh boy, I'm so
2 days.
fucking buzzing for this.
We're gonna,
motherfucker.
me, you, and Bill are gonna do an episode on it.
Directly after, pretty much.
We're
When
gonna
does it come
watch
out? 3
in a
days.
couple of days.
So
So I think that should be like a special. Chuck it out.
yeah, we'll just call it Borat.
Yeah,
The whole thing will be about.
completely unedited. As soon as we've recorded, we put it out. Done. And I think that's going to be
We'll review it. We'll take
fucking
notes as we watch it.
hilarious.
I'm hoping.
The trailer looks quality.
Yeah.
Where he runs into a fucking press conference dressed as Trump with some bird over his shoulder.
Yeah, I think that's meant to be his daughter or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll watch that. So we'll report back on that, guys. That will be unedited, We'll talk about the movie, whether we think it was good, and we'll make notes as we go on, and la la la. What else, mate?
Well, I think that's it news-wise. I really haven't checked much news this week. I know one guy tried to smuggle a kilogram of gold up his arse into a foreign country.
Frankly, I was trying to get that gold across. You shouldn't have stuck it so far up. It
No.
made me walk funny.
It did. That's why they caught him, because he walked funny. So, we've got a couple of bits now we want to go into, just changing up the episodes.
Yeah, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to make a feature in each of our episodes, things that people can look forward to. So we're going to do Would You Rather?
Mm-hmm.
So this segment of the episode is going to be called Would You Rather? And we're going to decide what we'd rather.
Segue.
Yeah, right, so that's what it's going to be. Would you rather? Let's go.
Right, so this one could have a...
Broken phone.
about.
Would you rather smash your phone or create a podcast?
No, this one. I really like this question, and I think you will as well. Would
Talk
you
to me.
rather be able to talk your way out of any situation or punch your way out of any situation? Because I think we're going to have varying things.
No, talk your way.
Yeah, that's what I would have said. So that's
100%
all right.
talk your way. Why would you rather be able to punch your way out of any
Because,
situation?
for instance, if you were to punch your way out of situations, you could become a professional MMA fighter or
Yeah, but
boxer
if you can talk your way out of any situation, then you could rob a bank
and talk your
and
way out
talk
of
your
it.
way out of it.
That's true.
There's only one negative. There's no negatives to being able to talk your way out of something, but there's a negative to being able to punch
Yeah,
your way
being
out.
arrested, I guess.
No, because
or
you could
beaten
punch
up.
your way out of that.
You could punch your way out of
Yeah.
that as well. You'd be like a
Do you want to hear the one
really
negative?
shit superhero.
Do you want to hear the one
Your
negative?
hands would hurt.
That's it.
Your hands
That's-
would
that-
hurt a lot, wouldn't
You can
they?
talk your way out of it, or you can punch your way out. There's only one negative in either situation, and that's sore knuckles.
If you could talk your way out of any awkward situation, what would the awkward situation be?
Any situation. It could literally be anything.
It'd be like, I'm telling you, I won the lottery. I'm telling you. And then no proof
Yeah,
at all,
and then
but
you
you
could-
talk your way into
And then
doing
you
it.
own a house outright because people just believe you.
That's a cool idea.
But you could do that with your fists as well.
That
I
would-
own this house now. No, you don't. Yes, I do. Punch the fuck out of someone until they agree. There we go. Either way, you're a multi-millionaire.
Yeah, either way. I think if I could have any superpower. In fact, no, I wouldn't say that because there's some
Massive
really
dick.
there's some really fucking cool superpowers out there. But I think one that would be really cool is be able to sell anything to anyone. So you imagine that you just go up to someone and you could just fucking blag and blag
That
and
is
blag
such
and
a
blag.
waste of any superpower.
No, you imagine it, though, because if you want to get rich, you fucking sell your way to becoming rich. If you want to be powerful, you sell your way to
Yeah,
being
but if
powerful.
it's a superpower, you could just say, I have the ability to turn anything into money. You've just wasted your time. By able to sell something, that's a conversation. If I can just turn that person into money,
Yeah, but
just turn it to cash.
£3. Yeah, every time you turn someone into money, it's 10 pence.
Do the UK and you've got 6.6 million and a country to yourself.
That's not bad, is it?
It's a win, fucking win.
Now you own that country.
And 6.6 million, lovely. Right, so we've hashed that one out. Let's go to the number 2.
Would you rather speak your mind, so whatever you're thinking,
You
you're
say it.
saying, or never speak again?
Oh shit, motherfucker, that's a tough one.
Yeah, because there's stuff that goes through your head that you like. If anyone ever heard me say this, like whenever I meditate, for instance, you get about 10 minutes of just dark shit running through your
Yeah.
head, and then you sort of level out.
And you'd have to, you'd be speaking that.
You'd be talking.
I
That.
think I'd rather that though
So you
than
imagine
never
if
being
you're
able to
walking
speak
down
again.
the road and someone bumps into you, and you're like, "I fucking love to kill that cunt" or something like that.
You'd
That get
say
you
it.
into so many bad
Or if you see the
situations.
police in the certain, there's so many things that could.
Mm.
But I still think I'd rather that than to be a mute.
Yeah,
For
but
one,
if you're a mute,
you hear me out here?
All right, carry on.
This wouldn't exist.
It would, and I'm telling you why.
It would just be silence.
No, it'd just be Stephen Hawking's like meow, meow, meow,
No,
like
you
that.
can't. You've found a
Yeah,
loophole.
no,
there.
loophole, exactly. Yeah, there you go. I'll just use a fucking computer with my cheek.
Okay,
It
yeah,
worked for him.
it did work for him.
Yeah, I know.
Wow, kind
Not
of.
recently.
He's
but-
dead now.
he done a lot with that fucking robot voice.
It probably weren't even him, was it? Someone hacked him.
He trademarked that voice as well, so no one else could use the specific voice that he uses.
Is that actually true?
Yeah. So
people
for instance,
could, but they have to pay him money.
Yeah. So for instance, if you wanted to have his voice in a movie or some shit, they wouldn't allow you to do it like with an actor, which is why he's in like stuff like Big Bang. One, he liked the fucking TV show, but also they couldn't just use his voice on some random person. He trademarked.
The crazy thing about that is that regular people can't even trademark their voice. People want to splice up your voice. That's their prerogative.
That's true, and you're allowed to. Well, even songs and stuff that are trademarked, you're allowed to sample it up to 10 seconds, can't you?
There we go.
Maybe we should take the top 10 songs of all time and splice 10 seconds of each together and just have that as our intro.
The greatest song
just
of
to
all
piss
time.
people off, like the four chord song from Axis of Awesome.
Oh, that's such a song, though. That's so talented.
Oh, no, it's quite.
Well, anyway, so
I
are
would
we in
rather-
agreement?
Yeah, never speak again rather than speak your mind.
I'd rather speak my mind.
Yeah, see, I would never speak again and just use the loophole.
Yeah, I'd rather. Yeah, I don't know actually.
Because
Yeah, I
you
think I
imagine
agree
how
with you
many
there.
fucking issues you're going to get yourself in.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You walk
I
past
just
a
get
nice,
a voice manipulator. You can
Yeah.
use Google now.
you walk past a nice lady and you're like, oh Christ, I'd have a bit of that, and then
Or the opposite.
yeah,
You walk past the heifer lump.
water troll. And it's
Yeah.
like, what did you just say?
I said water troll.
Yeah.
I said waterfowl. I love small creatures. Yeah. But then you couldn't because you'd be speaking your mind and
Yeah,
you'd be going. Yeah.
exactly. So you
Okay,
just
yeah.
keep digging yourself
I'd
into
use
a deeper
Google.
hole.
I'd use
Just,
Google.
Yeah, Google Translate or something.
Cool.
What's the
to-speak.
next one? Oh, this one could be a tough one as well, really. Would you rather be Donald Trump or George Bush?
That is a tough one.
Because Donald Trump
Both
is...
monumental dickheads.
Yes, but
Yeah.
one of them started war and cost...
Did he start war?
Well, he
It
went
depends
to
if you
war,
believe in the 9/11 conspiracy.
and I love a conspiracy, so I won't go into that right now.
Yeah. But that's
But I'm
that.
just saying there was
Alter-
an insurance policy taken out a little bit before that got blown up.
And all the
about
gold
terrorist
was missing.
attacks, and
Yeah,
there's a lot
I-
of money missing.
I know. I'm fully aware.
And if I was
Well, we
extremely rich-
already know your answer then.
yeah, if I was an extremely rich businessman and knew I could get away with stealing $3 trillion for the sake of a few lives,
It weren't
Some
3
people-
trillion.
how much was it?
It was something like 9 billion and 250 millions worth of gold was achieved. So
So either way,
it's like 8.7
there are
billion.
people in this world that would sacrifice a couple of hundred lives for that sort of
So,
money.
well, now you're saying that you'd be George Bush then?
I'm not. I'm just saying the argument. I'm putting my argument across first.
Well, then that's
However,
for being George Bush.
Donald Trump is a very successful businessman.
But he's also a monumental cunt. He's done a
He
lot of
is a
fraud.
massive
And
cunt.
I would not be surprised if he's the next president that's assassinated.
What do you think?
It's the
You
most
reckon
as-
he'd get
The
assassinated.
US president, you're most likely to be assassinated out of any job in the world that is known. I mean, if you're a ninja, you're probably up there.
Or like a gangster.
Yeah, but actual jobs, assassination to number of people. There's been how many presidents? 50 or something like that.
Yeah, some shit.
And like
We're not American, so I don't know.
yeah, and like half of them or something ridiculous have been assassinated. Even so recently as Kennedy.
Yes.
That was televised, his
Oh,
assassination.
I know, that's fucking
That shows you
mental,
how
innit?
dangerous it is to be the president.
That could have been an inside job as well, but you never know, do you?
No, that is.
There's a lot of powerful people.
Yeah,
out
talking
there.
about that, you know that the thing that the topic that we don't talk about.
Yes.
Wonder if Robin Williams. Why would he kill himself?
I don't know.
Because he was going to out some powerful people.
Maybe
Almost.
he should have done.
He seems no. I reckon that's what he was on the verge of doing. Boom, door handle, belt. It's in the photos.
There's a lot of celebrities that have committed suicide.
You've said
Oh,
that.
sorry, in quotation marks.
Yeah.
In quotation marks, committed suicide. That have tried to out some very.
Do you know what? There's one link between all of them.
They were there's a link between Anthony Bourdain and Avicii and Chester Bennington.
Yeah, they were making a documentary.
They were making a documentary about
But you know a link between literally all of them.
what?
They all have 2 legs. You heard it here first.
I thought you were going to go really deep there, being like, oh, they had circumstantial evidence of the top 50 most powerful people in the world being in a ring of some
Tell
kind.
me, or none of them were blind.
That's talking about not being blind. Have you seen? I say it's a
It just
conspiracy.
all adds up. They all had legs. None of them were blind. All of them were babies at one point.
At one point, that's
They were
true.
all babies.
They were all babies.
Every
at one
fucking
point.
one of them at one point in their life was a baby.
Maybe that's the link.
2 arms. They all had 2 arms. 2 nipples.
How do you know? You don't know that.
I'm pretty
Some
sure.
people have got 3.
I'm not putting that out there as fact. Everything
No.
I'm saying here
Might
is
be bullshit.
might be horseshit.
Might be horseshit.
But as far as I'm aware, all had legs.
All weren't blind,
None of them were blind.
and all of
That
them were babies at one point. That is some solid evidence there, Lou. That is
It's factual.
solid. That is.
you cannot argue with the
Going
fact.
back to a in quotation marks.
Skin. They all
for
had
fuck's
skin.
sake. Going back to another not conspiracy, but in quotation marks, celebrities that have come out, and I'm talking good friends of this.
We're going too
celebrity.
deep into this.
Do you know? Not,
Why is there a hooded character that looks like
I don't know.
Tom Hanks
Not-
approaching
Not Ray Charles. Who's the other blind guy?
you? Stevie Wonder.
So there's a theory out there that Stevie Wonder has been feigning being blind.
A lot
to
of people have said
mate,
that.
and it's stuff like the black guy from Scary Movie, the
Yeah,
chubby
said
guy.
he's
like, motherfucker, you drop something in front of him and he'll walk round it.
pick it up. Yeah, no,
and
there's an actual video
Of the microphone.
yeah,
dropping.
him trying to grab a microphone stab as it fell.
Yeah.
That same bloke said he was driving around.
In his truck. No,
his
that
truck.
was Steve Harvey.
Oh, was it?
Steve Harvey was like, Stevie rung me
This
up. and was like,
motherfucker.
yeah, Stevie Wonder was like, yeah, just driving his car around his fucking building, like waving out the window and stuff.
Hey,
And it's like even what's his name? Who sings? And it's easy. Yeah, easy as Sunday morning.
this is the last Sunday
Who's that guy? I can't
morning.
remember his name.
No, let me get it. Lionel Richie.
Lionel Richie. Even he's come out and be like, Stevie Wonder's not blind. He just used it as a fucking selling point,
Yeah, and it worked.
and it worked. So I'm now blind
Yeah,
legally.
exactly. Right, cool. Next point.
So would you rather be Donald Trump or George Bush?
Right, so me personally, George Bush.
I'd probably go with Trump. You know.
They're both ridiculously
I'll tell
rich.
you why I would like to go with Trump.
Because he's ginger.
No, because he's a fucking nutcase, and I bet he has so much fun.
All right
He
then.
might be
Let me change that.
900
Kim Jong Un
Yep,
or Trump.
Kim Jong Un.
What?
Yeah, I would. You imagine that, right? And this is not a bit of a. Obviously, we're not low life
Korean.
people, but we're not like the top of the fucking ladder. You imagine being the top. I mean, very top of a ladder.
In your
It
country.
might probably get a bit depressing, but the very top in your country, like if anyone was speaking bad of you, it's like, nah, mate, just chuck them in fucking prison. It's like you're a tiny country that should be completely
Basically,
insignificant. Listen,
yeah.
could be completely insignificant, like some other shitty little country that no one cares about.
Island.
Like Ireland, when actually this shitty little country that no one should care about,
There's no nuclear missiles that
everyone
are
is
shitting themselves.
fucking worried about them starting
Yeah,
a
and
war.
people, the whole country have to sing about how
National
much of a
anthem,
god
yeah.
you are.
I know, like that
every
to
day.
me. I wouldn't want it for life. I'd want it for a couple of weeks.
You'd like to be Kim Jong Un for
For
a day.
couple of weeks. To be fair, I'm probably a little bit thinner than Kim Jong Un, and I've got a better haircut, but still,
And
I think
probably,
a bigger penis.
whoa, you've gone
I'm
too
not going
far.
to stereotypes there, but
Mate, you've just said that Kim Jong Un has got a little penis, and that
well,
can
if
get you
Kim
killed.
Jong Un wants to come on the podcast and discuss with us, not just the size of his penis, but the running of a country and being treated like a
I'm
god,
pretty sure he
would
doesn't
be
speak
quite
English.
impressive.
You'd
You'd think he would speak English. Though. Yeah, that sounds more Mexican, but we'll let you off.
Not that. Yeah, see.
Yeah, that's definitely a little bit more racist.
Oh god.
Anyway,
Sorry.
I would just for a couple of weeks be like, look, it's like Coming to America, that film with Eddie Murphy.
what a
where it's
film.
like, I've finished cleaning the royal penis today, sir.
Yeah.
And there's like people walking in front of him, chucking rose petals, and him and fucking James L. Jones down the other end of the table shouting at each other for fucking salt. Like that for a couple of weeks would be quite
So
fun.
you've gone.
I've gone the
Bush.
opposite. I'll go to Kim Jong Un, and we'll go to war and see who wins.
So you've gone Bush and Kim Jong Un.
Yeah.
I've gone.
Fuck
No,
Donald
you've
Trump.
gone.
Let's leave him out.
Yeah, cool. Right, next one.
This one is for me and probably for you because we both love a little bet. Is would you rather take a guaranteed 100 grand or a 50-50 chance at £1 million?
So the way that I can debunk this straight away
Yes.
is, and it's the same as football bets. There's a thing that online bookmakers do now, and it's called the cash out. So you can have a bet on, and if it looks like it might be doing well, there's an option to cash your bet out.
Yes.
Now, what I tell other people that like
Is
a
your
cheeky
window
deal,
all the way open?
it is.
I'm just going to pause this 1 second in case some music plays because it's getting a bit fucking chilly
Are
in
you
here.
chilly? Put your coat on. Yeah. So back to what I was saying.
Windows are up and I've got a little coat blanket for my legs like
Why
an
are
old
you
lady.
shaking it slightly?
Oh, sorry, mate. I got a bit carried
No,
away.
anyway, right. So what I tell people is, would you risk that much money on a cash out? So say you've got a bet that looks like it's coming in for 500 quid, and it's offering you £100.
Yep.
What can you afford to lose? And is it worth it? So, if you had £100 in your bank, would you put that money on the bet that could win you 500? If the answer is yes, I'm at a point where I could risk that 100 to win the 500.
Yep.
Then don't cash out. If you're not,
So bet what
take
you
it.
can afford to lose.
Yeah,
Always
almost.
bet responsibly.
I mean, that's a fact. I fucked up this month, but we're not going into that. That's a personal problem that I'm dealing with slowly and surely with a lot of paracetamol and a piece of rope. No,
We don't condone that, actually.
no, we don't, and that was a poor joke. Anyway,
I would actually like to do an episode on mental health at some point, purely because
just 1 second, Ash. We'll
Yeah, sorry,
get down
go
that.
on.
Let's keep on focus. Sort me another one of them, then, B.
you lazy fuck,
Lazy. I'll roll it.
you cheap bastard.
I am being cheap. I do owe you, mate. I do know that. Anyway,
So you're saying about
would you,
cashing
if
out.
I had 100 grand, I don't think, even though you know I'm a gambler, I'm more of a gambler than you.
Yes, I like a cheeky bet sometimes if it's like a risk free, you know, where they go, yeah, bet 20 quid and you get it back if your bet loses.
Yeah, but then you're not risking anything, which makes me. So, what would you do? You tell me what you'd do. First.
With this instance, I would risk it.
Right. So, what
because-
you've got to think. So, if we're going mathematical on it, and we're
Yep.
taking the mathematical route, 100,000 into $1 million is 10 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
So, that means that if you were to risk 100 grand, it would have to be on a bet that you've got a 1 in 10 chance of winning to get that return. So if you're looking at it mathematically, you'd be silly to say no, because you're increasing your odds by 5 times, because what you're doing is taking a 50-50 chance at a 10 times bet. So a mathematician would say yes, but in that situation, you've got to think, what could 100 grand do for you right now, and how would you feel if you lost it? So that brings in another variable. If it's money that you already know that you've got, if you've got 100 grand in your bank that you've saved up for 20 years, and someone comes up to you and goes, I'll give you a 50-50, a flip of a coin, and I'll make that $1 million for you, but you've got to take that risk. How would you feel then if you've spent that many years saving for it,
Yeah,
grinding for it?
that's a little bit different to this though. This is literally like, I'll give you 100 grand or
I'll
flip
give
a
you $1
coin
million.
and you'll get $1 million.
For that, I'll take the risk. If
So
it was
would I.
that simple. But if
But-
someone came up to you now and said, I will take your brand new car and I'll give you $250,000 on a flip of a coin, would you take the risk?
Yes,
You'd have to give
Yeah.
them your brand new car.
I would, and the reason I would is because, one, it makes for a fucking great story, whether you win or lose.
It's true.
It's something you can talk about, but also 100 grand's all well and nice, guaranteed in the bank, pays your debt off,
Get you a house.
gets you a deposit on a house, you buy a house, pay your mortgage. That's 100 grand's achievable if you work your tits off and save, like you say.
So's a million.
So yeah, so is a million.
So's a
But
billion. Look at Jeff Bezos.
with a million, I'd be like, right, well, I either win it or I don't. It's like a 50-50 chance is quite
very
fucking high that I'm
circumstantial,
going to
isn't it?
win. Yeah, I would take the bet. I would definitely take the bet, because I can turn around to someone in a pub one day or on here and be like, did you know
The
that
only
I once
reason.
lost £1 million on a coin toss?
Oh, what? Lost 100 grand?
No, I wouldn't say I lost 100 grand. I would say I lost $1 million.
No, because you didn't. You never had the million. You only have the million if you win.
Yeah.
But what you did have was 100 grand.
So I lost 100 grand on a coin toss.
Yeah.
Well,
You just said on a coin toss.
on a coin, did I? On a coin toss.
Just lost 100 grand on a coin toss. No wonder you fucking lost, you illiterate bastard. No,
I'm fucking well tired. I've had a busy day at work.
don't
again.
blame that on your retard. Right.
So you would take the bet?
I'd take the 100 grand.
You'd take the 100 grand rather than risk it?
Circumstantial. If someone literally came up to me, then the 100 grand is pretty irrelevant. It's the same as someone coming up to you and going, "I'll flip this coin. If it goes tails, I'll give you $1 million."
If Mr. Beast is listening, I would like to play this game. So if I lose, I get nothing, and if I win, I get £1 million on a coin toss.
Or if he chooses to back out, he gets 100 grand. And even then, I think I'm backing out and just taking 100 grand and not taking that
just
risk.
to get the promotion in for the music, the podcast, and enjoy yourself and pay off debts and
Pay off all my debt. I could pretty much. My mortgage would definitely go through. I'd have money in the bank. I wouldn't have to worry about work so much. It would help me. I'd take 2 years off and pay myself monthly to push the podcast, to push my music career. So 100 grand right now would really help me out.
And the last question, and I like this question because it's very pop culture, but you're not very pop culture, so we'll see how
I
you
am
answer.
pop culture.
Oh yeah?
Why am I not?
Alright, you're not superhero pop culture.
Yeah,
There you go.
that's not
This one.
pop culture.
Would you rather live in the real version of The Walking Dead or Jurassic Park?
Oh fuck!
For
I'm
me,
familiar
it's-
with both concepts.
For me, it would definitely be The Walking Dead. Do you know why?
There's a lot more risk to your life in The Walking Dead.
There is, but
We could tame
You could-
dinosaurs. We could
I didn't
control
even
them.
think of that. Christ, nice. We could try. They might eat you, and they probably will eat you, but zombies definitely going to try and eat you.
We could literally
However-
capture all the dinosaurs there are and put them in zoos. Otherwise, there wouldn't be tigers in zoos,
So
lions
it's
in
like
zoos, bears in
Jurassic
zoos.
Park then.
Yeah, we could do that. What you can't do is that shit with a zombie.
Tell you what,
Actually, you probably could.
I still think to some extent, and I do feel a little bit
Do
negatively
you
about
really?
this as well. Listen, so if there was a zombie apocalypse, everyone that's ever played any games has always wished for a zombie apocalypse. You and your friends finding, like I'm playing that 7 Days to Die where you fortify fucking buildings and fight off zombies. So you and your friends, it's the end of the world. You fucking find a place like a fucking prison or a supermarket, and you plug your fucking PlayStation in, you play games and you eat and you kill zombies. Right? Fun until one of you gets eaten, and you got to put your friend down. But still,
Put him down like a dog.
like a dog. But
A shit dog.
there's still a chance that you're going to survive that, the same as Jurassic Park. But it's going to be a lot more fun killing zombies than it is trying to kill a dinosaur.
Yeah, but you don't need to. It'd be a lot easier for us to control dinosaurs.
This is where I'm going to flip my point on its head, right?
Yeah.
I went to see the Rolling Stones,
Mhm.
and there was 80,000 people there. And 80,000 people is nothing. Literally nothing. And you feel like you're being suffocated.
Right.
Like there's so many people there, when
Yeah.
actually it's not many people at all. You imagine there's a horde of zombies 1,000,000 strong. You're fucked.
Yeah.
You are properly fucked.
Dinosaurs, we can whack a fucking collar on them, take them out for a walk. Zombies, No chance.
You're getting eaten, or you're surviving and starving in the end.
And let's
looking
face
for
it,
Twinkies.
I can't really remember Jurassic Park that well, and Walking Dead I didn't watch, like you said.
But you know the concept of a
I know the
zombie
concept
apocalypse.
of both. As far as I'm aware, Walking Dead affected the entire world.
Yes.
Jurassic Park affected the few dickheads that went to try and... That didn't affect everyone.
But you're at Jurassic Park.
What?
Yeah, so you're living in
No, we
Jurassic Park.
can't make the rules
Well,
up as
that's
we
what
go
it
along.
fucking says. It said, would you rather be in a real version of The Walking Dead or Jurassic Park?
Yeah, but we can be
How
in the real...
fucking... That would
You
be
can be in the
such a-
real version of Jurassic Park and not one of the few
I know.
dickheads.
But that's just ruined that fucking question. It's like, yeah, I'm in
No,
a real
what I
version of
did-
Jurassic Park, sitting on my sofa at home, watching some cunts in Brazil getting eaten by dinosaurs.
100%.
That's
Same as
well-
them little Taiwanese boys that got stuck down that hole.
That's well boring.
No, but it's the concept's there. If you're in Walking Dead and you're at home watching TV, you're intimate. What does it? Intimate a word?
I don't know.
No, not intimate. Intimate danger. It's not intimate.
You're imminent.
Imminent.
You're in imminent.
Intimate. Immigrant. Elephant. You're in elephant danger. Imminent.
Imminent danger. Yeah, you're going to try.
No matter where you are for Walking Dead.
Millions of zombies are going to try and eat you.
Yeah.
Unless it's like a fucking Shaun of the Dead where they're all really slow and they just hit them with cricket bats.
Yeah.
Chuck the Batman vinyl at them. The Batman soundtrack.
Off the head.
I fucking love that film.
Fucking
so
brilliant. But yeah,
Go into that
but
quickly.
what we have just done is completely debunked that, and you'd be a
I know.
fucking retard to choose The Walking Dead.
You would be, wouldn't you?
Cool, we win.
We win. There you go. That is the end of...
Of Would You Rather.
Would You
And
Rather.
now what we're going
We
into.
only did 5. Next time we should do a little bit more because this makes good clips on...
It does,
YouTube.
and it's exactly, and this is making it fun. So I've actually gone with for the blow your mind section, which is what I believe
With a
we're
little
calling
rock riff.
it. Blow your mind. We need Jack Black to do.
Fucking...
Holy fuck.
Yeah, we need Jack Black.
Yeah, we do. Right.
Talking about Jack Black, he's not actually Jack Black, but you may be familiar with Kevin Smith, who
Nope.
he directed Dogma,
Okay.
Clerks,
Yeah. Of course.
Mallrats.
Yeah.
Started Matt Damon and Ben Affleck's career. Well, my good friend of mine, James, your friend as well,
Hates him.
has bought me the Jay and Silent Bob reboot original motion picture soundtrack
Oh, that's awesome.
with such songs
Yeah,
as...
that flopped, didn't it? Because that only came out last year or
All of
something.
his films flop, but they have a cult following because
Mm.
of people like me. So it's stuff like...
Mallrats didn't flop. Jay
no.
and Silent Bob didn't flop,
No, I guess not.
but the reboot did.
Mm.
They they featured on Impractical Jokers, which are a few of my heroes. I've met
Yeah,
them all.
and the reason for that is, probably one of the reasons for that is, Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes, Jay and Silent Bob, own a comic book shop called Jay and Silent Bob Secret Stash. And the guys that run it, so can't remember his fucking name now. Anyway, 2 guys that run it do a podcast called Tell 'em Steve Dave with Q from Impractical Jokers.
Ah,
And it's one of my favourite podcasts because it's literally like this. They just chat shit about random
I
shit.
fucking love the Impractical Jokers.
Anyway, going back to this. So this was a Comic-Con 10th annual... no,
Anniversary.
sorry, that says Chronicon, but still. Signed by Kevin Smith.
Fuck off,
Yeah, he got me a signed copy
man.
of
What?
Jay
Legit,
legit in Sharpie, signed by Kevin Smith.
motherfucker. That's
There
so
is,
cool.
like, I listened to his...
Do you know what that reminds me of? You got me a signed copy of something. Do you remember what it was?
It was a book.
It was a book. And what book was it?
It was it Eric Idle? No, it weren't Eric Idle.
Nope.
Was it John Cleese's book?
Nope.
No, which one was it? I can't remember.
Alexander. Am I giving you clues here?
No,
I'm
yeah,
giving you
mate,
clues.
I've slept since then.
Mate, it's fucking pointless if you can't remember
Oh
this.
yes, yeah. I like it. The guy that does Pointless.
Yeah,
Me and my missus went to see him at the Corn Exchange where he just tells
Alexander and Richard.
Yeah.
Yeah, signed
Yeah,
by
they
them.
signed it. Yeah.
You know what's quality
because
about
I waited in line for fucking hours and didn't even get it signed by myself. for myself. I've got it signed for you.
I know. I
So
fucking
this-
love that. Thank
this
you, mate.
for
That's on my
me-
bookshelf. And
Is it this? I've got a couple. I've got Eric Idle's signed book from Monty Python, John Cleese's signed book from Monty Python, and now this. And they're going to go in the studio, and I'm going to put them up on the shelf
fucking
because
beautiful.
they mean quite a lot to me.
I'll get that Pointless book then.
And this to me was like
Bro, that's a fucking shout.
you
We'll
know,
get any sort of memorabilia and stuff that we've
signed
got.
stuff that we got signed.
Yeah.
One of my first autographs, and it's a really shit one. Me and my
My
family.
dad.
No.
It was a cheque for minus £700 that he robbed from me.
Down the road at Audley End,
Yep.
they used to do, not now because of Rona, like a pop in the park sort of thing.
Yep.
So they put on a show and bits. And
Everyone would come there
I
and
saw
fart.
Status Quo there,
Really?
and they give out Green and Black's chocolate.
You know what's
and
weird about
pins all
them?
day.
They were in Audley End.
Yeah.
Well, they used to be rocking all over the world.
Oh, smooth, smooth. I like it.
Fucking shit.
But we went to
And I
see
like it, I like it, I like it.
we went to see Grease there on the thing, and
What, just all over
We
the
met-
cars?
Mr. Stephen from Basil Brush. You remember Basil Brush show?
Of course I do.
Yeah, so we got his signature as well.
That's
I
fucking
can't
awesome.
fucking find it anywhere.
Oh,
And another person that I met that was a bit of a dickhead,
yeah.
Dizzy Rascal.
Hmm?
I met Dizzy Rascal when I worked at the Chippy in Bar Hill. He come in. He was doing a gig in Cambridge.
Why
and
was he
come
a
in.
dickhead?
He was just really
I
fucking.
want to collab with that
He
motherfucker.
was just really fucking rude.
Was he?
Still signed my napkin. Can't find it anywhere. But yeah,
Why was he? How was he rude then?
he's just one of them people that you like. Obviously, people don't like to be pestered if you're famous, but it was
No,
literally
he
like
just wanted to fish and chips.
finished his food and bits and pieces. Just went up to him. I was like, "Sorry, mate. Like, don't want to disturb you, sort of thing. Can I have your autograph?"
Yeah.
And he was just like, sort of fucking grumbled, took it, signed it, give it back, and it's like, not even a yeah, cheers, thanks for listening to my music. It's
Fuck that.
it's
When you
people-
saw him, he was probably peak.
yeah, it's people like you that pay my bills,
Mm.
and since then, haven't listened to one Dizzy Rascal track.
Why?
Just not interested.
Mate, you
I
just
don't
gotta-
have time for people like that.
You just got to pull your socks
matter how
up, stand
famous
up
they
tall.
Like for instance, if we say
Did you know
we
though?
got-
Just random fact. You can't run the marathon without training,
God,
or stretch your arsehole without straining. One of
come out
Dizzy's
with
bars.
something.
That's one of Dizzy's bars. Can't run the marathon without training, or stretch your arsehole without straining. It's not true. You can definitely stretch your arsehole without straining.
so bad. But, you know what I mean? Say we got
Put that cucumber down.
massive because people are listening to a fucking podcast or listen to your
You'd
music.
get sick of it, mate.
For me, I'd be like, you know, I wouldn't be anything without the people that are listening to us. So I would at least take
Yeah, but when you're that
like
big,
a couple of minutes. To, look, thanks for listening. Sign fucking.
Mate, he signed your
Yeah.
napkin. What more did you want?
I'd like to fucking thank you for listening to his fucking music.
Fuck off, he signed your napkin. That's the biggest thank you. You could sell that for at least £4.
I know.
At least. I reckon you might get a five on
Should
it,
have
could
got him
they?
to sign a shiny Charizard card.
Oh, don't. Talking about that,
You're talking about that. The episode that you'll be listening to next is COVID and collectibles, or collectibles and COVID, or
no,
COVID
it isn't. The one you'll
collectibles.
be listening to next is Borat.
No, because I haven't uploaded this one. The
Oh,
last
okay.
one there.
In that case,
yeah. You.
no.
you-
So the episode you'll be listening to
so
before
this is actually their next one.
yeah. So
after the
the
one they'll
episode
listen
you
to this
just
week.
listened to
Yeah.
was about COVID and collectibles. I asked my dad. I said, Dad,
Tickle my bum hole.
I want to mug off the Tooth Fairy. I said, Dad, where's my Pokemon folder? And he said, I ain't got a clue, son. It's probably gone. I said, Dad, get your ass into that loft right now and have a look. And he went into the loft and he said, a couple of days later, he said, son, I couldn't find the folder. And I said, well, I'm invoicing you for 10 grand because I had at least that. I didn't really. I said, did you find anything? He said, yes, I found 4 individual Pokemon cards. And I said, well, Dad, that's good news, kind of. Can you enlighten me as to what cards they are?
Yeah. Hook it up.
I haven't. It's fine. Yeah, sorry about that little blip. Yeah, he said, son, I've got 4 cards. I said, right, talk to me, Dad. He said,
Enlighten me.
yeah, he said, card number 1, Kangaskhan. It's like, right, not.
Holographic though.
Yeah, but value on eBay, tenner tops. That's what I get for that. But that's £10.
Still a tenner.
Yeah,
That was
tenner's
just
a
sat in the
tenner.
loft.
Then he said, the second one is Blastoise.
Blastoise.
Yeah, I said, Dad, stop. this is no longer a telephone conversation. You need to video call me, because Blastoise is a £60 card in its worst condition. If you have
Yeah.
a 10 out of 10,
And that's holographic as well.
yeah, they all are. The 4 that he found all were holographic. So I said, Dad, stop, ring me, FaceTime me, sorry. So I got on the thing, and he showed me the Kangaskhan. Then he showed me Blastoise, and then I could just sort of see a green card and a red card.
And
Pulls
you come
out-
in your pants.
Pulls out Venusaur, 30 quid card, 35
More
quid.
than that. I'll tell you why it's more than that. It's a base set 2 card, so it's a second edition holographic, which puts the value at around £160.
It doesn't. Trust me, I follow
Does
him
it
on
not?
eBay. It's 35 quid.
Oh, see, the ones that I was looking
It's
at
worth
for base
less
set
as a
2.
base set 2.
Really?
It's worth more as a base set 1.
No, first edition, yes. But
No, base set 1
really
is worth
Yeah.
more than base set 2. There was more base set 2s printed than there were original base set.
I didn't know
So
that.
it's easier.
Just the ones I was looking at were like 100 quid to
Base set
160
2
quid.
Blastoise, worth more than base set 1. Base set 2 Charizard, worth more than base set 1. Base set 2 Venusaur, worth less than base set 1.
That's
It's
a
a-
bit of a kick in the balls.
No, mate, I still don't mind. And anyway, the red one, fucking Charizard, mate.
Nice.
So it turns out I've got, they're pretty much, the 3 of them are 3 that I'd have said, yeah, give me them. The Kangaskhan, I'd rather have had like a Pikachu or something. But for whatever reason, out of all of my Pokemon cards, I've removed those 4 and said,
They
Dad.
must have been like some of the only decent shinies you got.
No, there was a point where I had 4 or 5 Charizards.
Mm.
Like, I had, honestly, mate, I'll let you into a secret here. I was a bit of a twat when I was 12. Right? I was a bit of like,
Were you robbing them off people?
not of people.
We used to do dodgy deals
Not of people.
out of shops.
Out of Tesco's. I'd
Yeah.
like every day before
To
school.
be fair, those little £4 packs now are worth a fucking fortune if they've not been opened.
They were £2.50 when I was robbing them, these packs. And now, if I had a sealed version of that, £5 grand.
Just because there may be a card in
Yeah.
there that's worth
And-
something.
I used to go into Tesco's as a child, pick up maybe 5 or 6 packs, put them in my pocket, walk into the toilets in Tesco's, open them, take out the shinies, flush the rest down the toilet.
Really?
Yeah.
Even some of the rest might have been worth something now.
Now, yeah, I've flushed away literally thousands of pounds. I had a stack when I was 12 that went up to past my knee of just
yeah, I used
Pokemon
to have just
cards.
fucking Pokemon cards just in elastic bands just around.
I must have had 3,000 cards at one
Mm.
point. And obviously I had, I'm 99% sure I had a first edition Charizard, because I
Yeah.
remember someone trying to swap it with me.
Then
That-
you're like, fuck off, mate.
Yeah, never swapped it, so I don't know where that's gone. And I was hoping when I saw that red card,
It was the first
it was
edition.
that's a £70,000 card now.
If it's graded.
Yeah, but you can get any of them graded, and it adds
Mm.
value to it because it costs money to get them graded.
Mm.
So no, even if you've got the worst condition one, you can get a 10 graded 10, which is graded 1, which is the worst that you can get, and it still adds value because it's been graded
Mm.
and it's been properly
Sealed and stuff.
yeah. So it's anyway. So that's Pokemon. What I do want to go on to
There's our facts to blow your mind.
Fact 1. Lego is the world's largest producer of tyres. Think about
That's
it.
fucking mental. It's because all the little cars and shit have
All of the
tyres
tiny little ones,
and they sell
300,
fucking millions and millions and millions of them.
312 million tyres they made last year.
Christ.
312 million. So, when I first read that, I thought it would be more interesting. No, it's just tiny little tyres. You could, out of that 312 million, you could probably make about 1.5 million real tyres, which would put them right near the bottom of tyre producers, or rubber for tyres. But technically, wheel for wheel, they're the largest producer of tyres.
That's pretty good.
It gets better. That
does
doesn't
get-
blow. That
that's
doesn't blow
not a
your mind
massive-
really.
Mind blower, but it's a slight blowing.
So you know we were talking about presidents
Mm-hmm.
earlier on.
Yes.
Name some of the most famous presidents that you can think of.
Abraham Lincoln, John F. Kennedy.
Abraham Lincoln, just as a random fact that I haven't written down, was regarded as the 5th most influential person that's ever lived. and that's from 42, which is YouTube
42.
42, which is a
Based
YouTube.
on the Guardians of the Galaxy riff.
Yeah. His
Guardians,
YouTube channel.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Apologies.
His YouTube channel is readily available, and the guy is fucking fantastic.
He is funny
One
as
of my
fuck.
goals is to get him onto this podcast. I really rate him, but he did a top 5. There was a MIT ranked top 5 people that have ever lived.
Most influential.
Yeah, and William Shakespeare made that list in number 5. You know who was number 1?
Einstein.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck off.
Yeah, promise
A
you.
fictionary person.
That it wasn't ranked by him. This is what they've done. So
I
Jesus,
fucking hope it
most
was.
influential,
Ranked by Jesus.
mate. Most.
I'm gonna write the top 100 most influential people ranked by myself, and I will be at the top.
No, yeah, Jesus came in at number 1, and you can't deny that. He, even to this day, is influenced, and he was a real person. It's proven that he existed. Whether what he did was anything like
Well,
what they say in
put
the
it
Bible.
to drugs, don't they?
And magician. He was one of the first ever magicians. So things like walking on water, dynamo, and that have now replicated. And they just say he obviously did that as a magician.
Thousands of years ago.
Yeah, tricked
And
the masses,
now he's a god.
turning water into wine. It was quite obviously sleight of hand.
Some red food diet.
Yeah, it was obvious.
Watch this.
That's what they think. He must have been some form of magician, and then people blew it out of proportion.
You're
But then
a wizard, Jesus.
Muhammad came in 3rd, I think.
Really?
Second, I can't remember who number
he
2
married
was.
a 13-year-old.
Oh, number 2 was some
9-year-old.
some Greek philosopher. Number 3,
Aristotle.
it was something like that. I
Socrates.
can't remember exactly. Number 3 was Muhammad. Number 4 was Abraham Lincoln. And number 5 was William Shakespeare. And it went into how William Shakespeare was almost definitely a fraud. That he
Just
robbed,
mugs people off.
robbed most of his work from people based on the
Da
fact.
Vinci wasn't on it.
No, because it's only recently, the last 50 years, that people.
That's
It's
starting
not.
to
It's,
understand
was
that
it?
he
It's
wasn't.
not Da Vinci. Was it Da Vinci?
Yeah, Leonardo da Vinci.
Oh yeah. It was Da Vinci. Yeah, that we spoke about the other day.
3
yeah.
weeks ago, but still.
Yeah, it's only the last 50 years that people have started to realise that he wasn't just one of the greatest painters that's ever lived. He was a fucking genius in every field that he ever put his mind to.
Yeah,
Anyway,
and he didn't write a book on railway trams.
no, who did that? The
That
actual
other-
highest IQ
Yeah,
bloke
the
ever.
IQ of like 400. I was telling Stacey about that, and she's like, he's definitely got Asperger's.
Oh yeah,
Where
100%.
someone like that's just like, he's got such great intelligence and just writes a fucking like encyclopedia
Yeah,
of
it's
fucking
not-
trams.
Yeah, it's not the. He was just a
I bet he died a
monumental.
virgin.
Well, no, I think he had kids and stuff.
Did he? Oh, fair
Yeah,
enough. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
probably.
You imagine living
Probably
with
rape.
the world's no, Christ. You imagine living with the world's most intelligent man. How much
I do.
they would just wind you up.
See, that was quite a clever joke there. Anyway, presidents: Abraham Lincoln.
Yep. Donald Trump, George Bush.
Not recent.
Not
most
recent.
most known. Let me just make sure that this cunt was the president. I am 99% sure, but I've just
I
said
don't really
that.
know my presidents of the United States.
Where is the capital of the US?
Washington? George Washington.
There we go. He was the he was the
He-
fucking first president.
He invented the bifocals because he was both near and far-sighted.
Fantastic. He also died 25 years before the first ever dinosaur fossil was found.
Yes, and that was the Bone Wars, is what that was called. There was two archaeologists that went against each other to try and find as many dinosaur bones as they can, and it was just literally they were just trying to stab each other in the back.
Well, the
It's quite
mind-blowing
interesting.
fact there was the first dinosaur fossil was discovered 25 years after George Washington passed away, meaning that he didn't even know that dinosaurs existed.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking.
That's
impressive.
fucking mental. That such an influential, the first president ever.
Didn't even know about Jurassic Park.
Did, never even seen it.
Never even seen it.
Yeah, but he just didn't know that dinosaurs, and that's crazy. Right, this is pretty mental. The Nintendo company, right, famous
Yes.
for
Nintendo.
Super Mario.
yeah.
I think they had a bit of a hand.
Tetris.
They had a hand in Pokemon, as I can remember.
Yes.
Marketing in it and stuff like that.
They had the games, didn't they?
Yeah, they took the game.
Still have the games because we bought one of my stepkids. The
Isn't-
game for
didn't the
Christmas,
founder-
like £50.
Didn't the founder of Nintendo? I'm not sure if I think he might be dead, but who is the founder
Of Nintendo.
of Nintendo? Is
What's
Fushara
quite cool is
Yamaguchi.
there's a lot of people out there that probably still don't realise that Pokemon is actually Pocket Monsters, and the original cards said Pocket Monsters on them.
Mate, that's crazy. So, based on my fact, he's died a long time ago, but in 1889, Nintendo founder,
1889. They have
1889
electric.
founder
I've created this incredible machine where you can play games.
that will
but
only
you
work
can't
in
plug it in.
500 years, 550 years. Let me just find out about him. Sorry, guys, this is really boring. Just fill this time with something, Ashley.
No, my mind's gone blank.
What
now.
the
Cheers.
fuck?
That's it. That's Japanese, mate.
Oh, that was it when he was 80 years old and he died in 1940, actually, aged 80.
Before the Second World War,
So
which
he's-
is probably pretty good for him because the Japanese didn't really have a good time during the Second World War, did they?
Do you know how Nintendo started?
No.
They made handmade playing cards,
Did they?
That's
They
where
started making
Nintendo-
playing
yeah.
cards.
and he's
Fair
ventured.
enough.
He obviously made his money from that and ventured into other companies. But the fact is, Nintendo was founded when Jack the Ripper was in his prime and in the loose. That's
Maybe he
how-
had a hand in creating Nintendo.
We're on to you. No, yeah, but that's crazy. You don't associate Nintendo, a popular brand now.
Well, there's loads of stuff like that where, like, people don't realise, like,
Anne Frank
And-
and Martin Luther King were born in the same year.
yeah, it's just shit like that where it blows your mind.
Yeah, where you think that they're completely different parts of history. There was something
It's
else
like-
about the Auschwitz that I saw when I was reading it.
Auschwitz.
Yeah, Auschwitz.
Tomato.
Yeah. He says genocide, I say genocide. Is there? Right, let's go on to the next one. Despite ruling Egypt for hundreds of years, out of her family, Cleopatra
She was fucking well old.
was the
If she
first
was born-
person in her family to learn Egyptian. Her family
Who ruled
who
Egypt.
ruled Egypt for
I suppose
hundreds.
they just used them as slaves, though, didn't
Yeah,
they?
just didn't speak it.
Egyptian was like a slave dialect. What? I wonder what language they actually spoke. Arabic.
Oh, what? Her family?
Yeah,
It'll probably be a language that no one speaks anymore.
ancient Egyptian.
They spoke in hieroglyphs. Small dog with a laser beam on his head.
Can you imagine that if you actually spoke? It's like speaking in Braille.
Little bump. Two little bumps and a line. No, that's not even Braille. That's fucking. I'm
that's-
speaking in Morse code. dot 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 dash. So
Christ.
I've actually gone on to a bit of a theme here. The rest of these are based around that, and
What
because-
about Egypt?
yeah,
I like Egypt.
yeah. Have you been?
No. I'll tell you why I haven't been.
Because I hate it.
No. I
Bluff.
haven't been because I had my parents turned around one year, the year they went to Egypt. I
Hate
was like-
triangles.
I was 18 years old, 19 years old when they went.
I remember when they
And
were.
they turned around and they were like, we're going to Egypt. Do you want to come? I was like, I'd fucking love to. That'd be amazing. They're like,
$2
well,
grand.
you're old enough now. You've got to pay for yourself. I'm like, fuck that.
Not that good.
I can't afford that. I'm going to stay at home and get stoned.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember when they went to Egypt. Did they
Yeah.
have a good time?
They loved it.
Cool.
Loved it.
Nice
I'd
to
like
hear.
to go.
Shout out to John.
Yeah, shout out to John and Penny.
Yeah, and Penny. Sorry, Penny.
Yeah.
So, the Great Pyramids were originally clad in white marble with a
Really?
pure gold cap on top.
So, I follow...
Now it's just a load of shitty old stones that are right next to a city. If you look, you
Yeah,
know,
I know, they are. All the pictures look like they're in the middle of a desert somewhere.
they're not
And
right
you
next to
turn round,
Cairo.
It's right next to Cairo, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's Cairo. Let me
I've
just fact
actually
check.
been listening to a book by Graham Hancock, who is not so much an Egyptologist, but he's like a geologist, and he tries to find. If anyone's seen Joe Rogan, you've probably seen him. Like
Giza.
trying to date
Sorry, then
Giza.
obviously.
Pyramids of Giza. Yeah.
Oh no, wait. Actually, they're the pyramids of Giza that are on the outskirts of Cairo. So yeah, you can see Cairo.
Anyway, so people say that the pyramids were dated at like 11,000 odd years ago or whatever it was, when actually, when you take into account the weathering and heavy rainfall damage that's on them, dates them 6,000 years before that, which I think is quite impressive.
Yeah.
So people have actually been taught the fact that these are only so many years old when actually they're 6,000 years older than that. And
Yeah, but how many
mainstream
years old are
scientists-
they meant to be?
I'll tell you.
Yeah, go on and tell me. All
I'll
right, well, that
Google it.
brings me on to my final fact of facts that'll blow your mind. Is, and it's sticking with the Egypt theme, and it's actually sticking with the Cleopatra theme as well. Cleopatra lived closer to the invention of the iPhone than she did to the building of the Great Pyramids.
Say that again, sorry.
Cleopatra lived closer to the invention of the iPhone than she did to the building of the Great Pyramids.
That's fucking mental.
So they were already there for hundreds of years before she ruled Egypt. Thousands of years, maybe. When were they meant to have been built?
So, mainstream media tells you that they were built 4,500 years ago.
Right.
However, due to weathering by heavy rainfall, which Egypt hasn't had,
They're 6,000 years in front of
They're-
that, which means they haven't been built for 1,500 years.
No. So they're actually
Due to be built in 1,500 years.
No. 12,000 years old is what they think they are.
No, that makes no
Instead of
sense. So that's gone the
fourth-
other way.
Yeah, the older. They're older, not younger.
Yeah, but surely you said due to
Yeah.
heavy rainfall,
Yeah, which
it's made them
hasn't been-
6,000 years newer.
Yeah, sorry, 6,000 years older than they should be.
Why does it
Because
make them
there's-
older?
Because rainfall like that hasn't been seen in Egypt for 12,000 years.
Yeah, but surely that
heavy
would
as
make
that.
them.
But they're
Surely
weathering.
that weathers them,
Yes.
which means they're actually newer than what they initially expected.
No, they're older.
Well, they've looked at the right. So, if you put a rock out in heavy rain,
Yes.
it's going to look more damaged than older than if you put a rock out in the sun.
Yes.
So
But it's been.
that would
I
make
don't know,
them
it's
newer.
quite confusing. It's essentially
Well,
saying,
it fucking is.
it is.
Because you haven't explained it right.
Mainstream science think they're 4,500 years old.
Right.
However, due to the weathering on them, because the weather in Egypt hasn't had heavy rainfall for the last
So
4,500 years.
the reason that they've weathered is because they're
because-
older than
Yes,
what they think,
because-
not because they're weathered.
No.
Yeah,
They're
because of
weathered,
the weather.
Yeah, because 12,000 years ago there was a heavy rain.
Yeah, 12,000 years ago it was a wetland or it was damp or whatever it is,
Yeah.
but they haven't seen rain like that for 12,000 years, which means that they can't have possibly been that water damaged if
Yeah,
they were
if
only
they-
4,500
If
years
they
old.
were four, they
Which
would
is
be a
actually the
little bit better.
opposite to what you'd imagine, because you'd say people thought they were 12,000 years old, but then they realised that the water fucked them up, which is why they're actually only 4,500 years old. So it's actually worked in reverse.
Yeah, this is according to Graham Hancock and the research that he's
Yeah.
made.
No, that's pretty cool.
Which is, I really like him. He's a nice guy and he's British.
Yeah, we like British.
We do. I'd like to speak to him as well. I'd like to speak to a lot of people on here.
Yeah, let's do it.
So-
Let's try and make it happen.
That would be lovely. I think we'll probably finish it off here.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Again, thank you so much for listening.
Cheers,
As always, we would appreciate your we appreciate your time and your feedback.
We do.
Uh,
If you would give us a like, share,
yeah, so-
subscribe, follow, whatever it is that you have to do, we would really appreciate it.
if you listen to us on YouTube, check out some of our previous.
Oh, actually, one more thing that is quite big news
Yep.
this week is Pope Francis has endorsed civil union for same-sex couples for the first time in the history of Catholic religion.
That is pretty impressive.
That's fucking huge news.
That is massive. Although I still don't agree with the Catholic religion.
Yeah, I don't like them touching on people.
No, purely because the fact that it has literally been documented cases of their priests molesting children, and instead of them being fired or put in prison,
Let us move them
they
across.
just move them across to a different diocese. Is that right?
I'm not really
And just
sure.
cover that shit up.
Yeah.
Anyway, again, thank you so much for listening. We appreciate your time
Cheers,
and
guys.
your feedback. If you're listening on YouTube, check out some of our previous episodes if this is the first one you've found. And if you've enjoyed listening to us, drop us a thumbs up, subscribe, and don't forget that little bell does tell you when there's new episodes coming up, which would be awesome. Also, again, if you're listening on Spotify or Apple, leave us a 5-star review, follow us, and if you want to be a guest and you're fairly local to Cambridge or a little bit further out and you can travel, or we can travel to you, ping us an email at properchap2020@gmail.com.
Finally, shout out to S23 Productions, shout out to TaylorMade, and shout out to the Beardy Barber. We love you guys. Cheers.